Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are absolutely tearing apart the anatomy of a viral sensation. Look, if you've ever found yourself just inexplicably mesmerized by one of those high-tech car restoration clips on your feed, well, you've fallen right under the spell of some highly engineered digital architecture. We aren't just looking at some cool CGI today. No, we are deconstructing the exact blueprint, literally step by step and prompt by prompt, of a conceptual restoration of Cristiano Ronaldo's futuristic Bugatti. So buckle up, because the psychology and the sheer structure behind why this works is absolutely fascinating.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Before a single frame of CGI even plays, the stage is set with a carefully crafted hook. Seriously, this text prompt right here is the ultimate viral catalyst. By explicitly stating this broken Bugatti belongs to Ronaldo, the creator is instantly hijacking the massive, built-in audience of a global superstar. And then they add that absolutely crucial phrase, wait for the transformation. Think of this as a digital contract. It's essentially promising you, the viewer, a massive payoff if you just stick around, which instantly skyrockets those all-important watch time metrics.
So, here is our viral recipe for today's explainer. We're going to kick things off with a viral hook, then we'll move into diagnostics and teardown, check out the satisfying rebuild, hit the cinematic payoff, and wrap it all up with the aesthetic and prompts. All right, let's kick things off with part 1, the viral hook. Now, what's really interesting about this opening is that in the digital space, if you don't grab someone in 3 seconds, they're gone. Swipe, next. The stark visual contrast built into this scene is 100% intentional. We aren't just looking at a broken car, we're looking at a ridiculously expensive, heavily damaged, futuristic Bugatti slowly rolling into this pristine, spotless luxury garage. Your brain immediately fires off a signal saying something is wrong here. A dust-covered, busted hypercar simply doesn't belong in a high-end environment like that. That dissonance creates an immediate itch in your mind, right? An itch that you can only scratch by sticking around to see how this mess gets resolved. And the creator doesn't just stop at the setting, they layer in this intense sensory language. We're talking dramatic cinematic shadows and slow-motion dust particles. It actively slows down time, making the entrance feel super heavy and monumental. And then, the cherry on top, you get this silhouette inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo just walking past the car. You don't even need to see his face clearly, just the implication of a huge celebrity mixed with that high-fidelity, slow-motion atmosphere. It grabs your attention and holds it in an absolute vice grip.
Moving right along to phase 2, diagnostics and teardown. We transition straight into some serious futuristic world building here. The prompt specifically dictates the mechanics, using holographic tools with a glowing blue UI interface. It even flashes the text Bugatti 2027 model. So with just a handful of quick visual cues, glowing diagnostics, light reflections, some sparks, you are immediately transported a few years into the future. It effortlessly sets the technological rules for the universe we're stepping into.
Then the teardown begins, and man, it happens fast. Step 1, remove the body panels. Step 2, detach the doors and HUD. Step 3, take apart the wheels with robotic arms. The prompt deliberately calls for a fast time-lapse, mimicking that frantic pacing that keeps modern audiences just glued to their screens. That whole high-tech garage vibe is totally amplified by these slick robotic arms tearing the car down to its bare skeleton in a matter of literally seconds.
But here is where this masterclass in pacing really shines. Just as your brain is getting completely used to that hyper-speed time-lapse, boom, scene 4 hits. A glowing hypercar engine is lifted out, in dramatic, slow motion. The prompt specifically calls for a glowing core effect, energy pulses, and cinematic smoke. By suddenly slamming the brakes on the speed, the creator forces you to sit back and savor the visual weight and power of this futuristic engine. It's just a beautifully orchestrated roller coaster.
And this brilliantly illustrates the hidden rhythm of virality. The creator is intentionally bouncing between rapid progress and dramatic pauses. Look at the flow. We start with a slow-mo arrival, jolt straight into a fast time-lapse teardown, drop back into slow-mo for the engine removal, speed right up again for the paint job, and then end with a slow-mo finale. This constant shifting of gears prevents the viewer from ever getting bored. It keeps your brain completely engaged, constantly anticipating what kind of energy the next scene is going to bring.
All right, on to section 3. The satisfying rebuild.
Okay, our collective internet obsession with those pressure washing or rug cleaning videos where we just can't look away? The prompt taps into that exact same deeply rooted human desire to see order restored from chaos. It introduces laser tools that literally erase scratches as the metal just magically reshapes itself. The creator even explicitly uses the words ultra-satisfying transformation in the source material. By visually erasing all that damage with sleek, futuristic lasers, this scene goes straight to the viewer's brain, delivering this massive, instant hit of gratification. Then, the blueprint demands a completely undeniable visual shift. It contrasts a dull, damaged matte surface directly against a pristine, glossy black and neon blue finish. Scene 6 asks for this buttery smooth time-lapse of paint spraying, with reflections perfectly forming on the fresh clear coat. See, this isn't just about throwing some paint on a car. It's about creating the absolute most stunning, visually rewarding before and after effect possible. That harsh contrast? That's the entire point.
Let's move to the upgrades because the way this builds is wild. The interior doesn't just get installed by a mechanic, it auto-assembles. We've got a carbon fiber dash seamlessly clicking into place, premium seats literally stitching themselves together, futuristic rims spinning perfectly onto the axles, and headlights that ignite like glowing lasers. The prompt builds this absolute crescendo of aesthetic luxury. It's just wave after wave of technological eye candy, ensuring you feel heavily rewarded for giving them your attention.
Which brings us to part 4, the cinematic payoff.
So the crucial point here is that the final reveal absolutely must deliver on the promise made in those very first 3 seconds. Scene 9 sees those garage doors finally open up, dramatic lighting pours all over the fully restored Bugatti, and that Ronaldo-inspired figure is standing proudly right beside it. This cinematic hero shot basically closes the loop. The broken car is completely whole, the celebrity is united with his luxury ride, and the viewer, they feel this immense, satisfying sense of completion. But come on, a viral video rarely ever just ends with a parked car. Scene 10 calls for the Bugatti to aggressively accelerate right out of the garage. It dictates slow motion, a massive blast of dust, neon light trails bleeding from the taillights, and an epic glowing cyberpunk city dominating the background. It leaves you with this lasting, incredibly dynamic impression of the whole atmosphere. It's an absolute mic drop moment designed specifically to make you want to watch the entire loop all over again. Finally, Section 5, the aesthetic and prompts. So how exactly do you get an AI or a CGI artist to generate visuals that are this compelling? Well, it all comes down to these ironclad rules: ultra-realistic CGI, 4K HDR quality, a neon futuristic aesthetic, hyper-detailed reflections, and epic background music. Now, these aren't just casual suggestions. They are the vital architectural framework of the prompt. By literally demanding 4K HDR and hyper-detailed reflections, the creator guarantees that the final CGI looks premium, grounded in reality, and intensely engaging to the modern eye.
And when you're interacting with these AI generation tools, your vocabulary has to be surgically precise. Appending terms like Unreal Engine style and photorealistic to the prompt is basically a known cheat code. It forces the AI algorithms to bypass their standard, slightly soft rendering styles and spit out top-tier, video game engine-level visual fidelity. Combine that with cyberpunk lighting, and you guarantee that the shadows and neon highlights pop with maximum viral appeal. Every single word in this blueprint is meticulously, purposely chosen for maximum impact.
Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway for today. We have just completely deconstructed a highly specific, totally engineered blueprint designed purely to capture and hold human attention through visual satisfaction and flawless pacing. As these AI tools get smarter and more advanced, these step-by-step recipes are only going to get more complex and persuasive. So I leave you with this. What other hyper-detailed AI blueprints will shape the future of viral content creation? Honestly, will we even be able to tell the difference between real restorations and perfectly prompted digital dreams in a few years? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep your eyes open, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.